Oh yeah, Shy. Definitely. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What's up, guys? How's everybody over there on the IG? We're about to go live on everything else right now. What is up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Thirsty Thursday, guys. Happy Thirsty Thursday. I hope you are all having a great day. Laura, I already liked and shared both, so thank you, Laura. That is the best. What is up, Real Nick Williams? How are you, brother? Good to see you, man. Call Heather, how are you? I'm glad that you're in here hanging out with us on our Thursday night. We're starting a little bit later, but that's because Papa Jordane's got to be on the road. We got to be moving. We got to be moving, and I spent most of my days getting everything ready as possible. You know, you can only be as prepared as possible. What's up, Rick Morris? How are you, brother? Good old George Lambert is here. What's going on, George? When you coming back to Georgia? I'm not sure, man. We got to figure that out. We got to be working on those dates, brother. We got to be working on those dates. Let's see here. There goes Shy. Shy has jumped into the chat now. What's going on, Shy? Hope you guys are doing well. And then we got you over there on Instagram as well. So it's good to see you guys. Just getting ready to hit the road, and hit the road. Long trips, long days, long weekends. They're always the best, though. I always have fun on our trips, and especially on all of the wrestling trips. I don't know how many I've taken so far by this point. There's no telling. It's hard to really tell, honestly, because I don't feel like going back and doing the math. It's a lot of math, you know, and I don't like math. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the math, guys. I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not. Shy, have a safe and wonderful drive, and let's get that belt back to us. That's the plan, Shy. I appreciate it, and that is 100% my plan. Please use. Oh no, I'm still having some technical difficulties. That's okay though. It's going to be a short episode tonight, so we won't have to worry about it too much. But we'll get back to it as we go. How's everybody doing, man? I hope you all having a great thirsty Thursday. Laura said you should have been on earlier and sleeping now, but that's just Mama Laura being a PIA. Yeah, well, that's just how it goes. But sometimes you can't just go to sleep in the middle of the day. Sometimes you have, you know, things that you have to do. You can't just go to sleep. Heather, I'm great. How are you doing? I'm doing great myself. I am getting ready. I'm getting excited. I want to be on the road. I can't wait to get down there. It's going to be an awesome, awesome time. It's going to be an awesome show. Everything's coming together for it. Brian Malonis is going to be there. He's one of the top guys in New England wrestling, and I am one of the top guys in New England wrestling as well. New England All-Star Wrestling heavyweight champ right here. And if you guys went back, go to my page or my Facebook page, my YouTube page, my Twitter page, and go check out the promos that we have done with the against each other, because these are two big boys getting ready to go and whoop each other's asses. And I guarantee you, I am going to whoop that ass. It ain't even going to be anything, guys. I'm just going to be there, and I'm going to be whooping that ass. I'm going to be punching him. I'm going to be kicking him. I'm going to be doing every damn thing that I can. I'm going to see if I can body slam him. It's going to be like body slam on Andre the Giant, because he's a big man. He's a very, very big man. And that's the thing. I have not wrestled. I've been studying so much Haystacks Calhoun matches so that I can see how they handle big boys like that, because I haven't been in the ring with a big boy like that in a very long time. There was a guy down in Florida named Tweedle Die, and he was about, he was like 500, 600 pounds. He probably still is. He's pretty close. I think he's lost a few pounds since then. And I always wanted to wrestle him, man. I always wanted to wrestle him because I've never been able to wrestle somebody like that. Somebody that big and that large and that hard to move. So you have to come up with your own unique strategies. And this one's going to be very unique. This is going to be very different. And it's not going to be too unique, though, because I'm going to be going after that. I'm just going to be going after that face. I'm going to be punching him, kicking him, all that other good stuff. You guys know what the deal is. Hey, Micah, how are you? What is up, Micah? Good to see you. Going to my first indie event tomorrow to watch you win. You damn right, Micah. I can't wait to see you there. I'm glad that you're here joining me on this live stream. Join us tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be an awesome time. And if you can't go there, if you're not in the Massachusetts, New England area, you can go to titlematchwrestling.net, and you can either sign up for the monthly deal, or you can buy that pay-per-view independently. But it is a pay-per-view. It's getting set up now. I was looking at all the videos. They were getting everything set up right now. And I can't wait, man. I can't wait. This is one of our biggest shows that we've ever done for New England All-Star Wrestling, and I've been there since the very beginning. I've been there since the very beginning, and I've been whooping ass since the very beginning. And Brian Malonis thinks that he's just going to walk in here and take my shit. I don't think so. Papa Jordane don't think so. Get your shit straight, man. Get your shit straight, bro. I know you gotta promote the show. You gotta be like, yeah, we're gonna, oh yeah, I'm gonna whoop your ass, Jordane. I'm gonna whoop your ass. I know. I want you to bring it. Please bring it. You have to bring it. If you don't bring it, I'm gonna be pissed. I don't want no weak ass bullshit. I want you to come at me like a goddamn man. I ain't doing no finesse and shit. I'm going to kick you right in your face. I'm going to punch you right in your face. And I'm sorry, guys. Language. I get into the shit. It is what it is. This is me. This is real. This is what it is. This is how I feel about all this stuff, you know? But go back and check out the promos because I did cut a couple of promos for this, getting ready for it, and I'm ready. I'm ready. Micah, are you actually 6'7", or is the internet a liar? Well, Micah, you can actually ask everyone else in the chat because a few of the people in the chat have actually met me in person, and they can back me up on it. I will tell you that I'm not lying. It is what it is. But you can ask the guys in the chat, girls in the chat, everybody in the chat, and they have all seen it and been there, and they know that my size is my size. I am what I am, and I'm legitimate 6'7" too. I'm not like 6'4", and then you added a couple of inches. No, I'm actually 6'7". I'm probably closer to like 7 foot if I'm counting the boots, but you know. Michigan Girl, yes, he is 6'7". Thank you, Michigan Girl. That helps if you were over there on the YouTube page though, because they're on the YouTube page. Let me get back to the chat real quick so we can go. But I'm glad that you're here, Micah. That's awesome. Shy said, you just read my mind. I was wondering, will you be doing a helicopter shot towards the end? I'm going to do my damnedest. Now, last time I wrestled almost 400-pound guy, I got him up on my shoulders, but I couldn't quite get the twist. That twist is super, super hard. So I have to think of a couple of different things that I can come up with to finish him if I'm not able to pick him up. Because, hey, Beastie Glow, thank you for liking Beastie Glow. And by the way, guys, like and share all that other good stuff if you can. That helps our algorithms. Just click the like button. Boom. Just click the like button. Boom. That's all you got to do. Click the like button, and that helps me out. That helps me help you. Or it helps us help each other. However you want to do it. But, yes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the POS or the parting of the senses. You get it? You get it? POS, parting of the senses. Because when I hit you with it, you are going to part with your senses. You will depart with your senses. They will not be there anymore. You will be all black, and you will wake up, and you'll be like, what the hell happened? Oh, shit, Jordane happened. That was the end game hitting me. There you go. That's exactly what it is. Moving on, shall we? Moving on. Laura Shy, Brian is over 400 pounds, so we shall see. Yeah, we shall see. And I've been training my ass off. I've been getting ready. Good luck with your match. Thank you, Heather. I do appreciate that very much. Hey, look at Rick Morris coming in with that like. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that so much. And Micah with the subscription over there on YouTube, and we're trying to push our subscriptions on YouTube as much as we can because that's where we're getting majority of our growth. So we do always appreciate our YouTube people because that's where that's where mostly everything's going now anyway. So I do appreciate that. Rick said, I can't wait to see it. I know, brother. I can't wait. I can't wait to whoop that ass in front of you guys. I can't wait for you guys to see how angry and pissed off and heated I am about everything because I don't have patience. I don't have patience. As soon as I saw that video of him talking shit about me, I was like, oh, my God. Oh, I got to. Ooh, boy, I want to be in the ring with your dumb ass right now. Yeah, tough guy. Yeah, all right, tough guy. That sounds good. Everybody's tough. Everybody can talk that shit until it's time to get in the ring. You get in the ring, it's a different story. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Safe travels and have a great night. Thank you, Stephanie. I do appreciate, or a great match. Thank you, Stephanie. I do appreciate that. I do plan on having a great match. I do plan on stealing the show, as everybody says. What the hell was that? I just got a new one over there. Oh, there we go. Twitch. Thank you, Pelly Blue. Pelly Blue over there on Twitch done followed us and joined us. Thank you, Pelly Blue. I'm getting ready for a wrestling match that I have tomorrow night in Massachusetts. So we're just talking a little bit of shit about wrestling. We're talking a little bit of shit about how traveling's going, how it is traveling now during the Corona seasons and all that other good stuff. So Should be a fun time. Laura said, I'm watching on pay-per-view, will not be the same. And he is absolutely 6'7". Thank you, Laura, for backing me up on that. Watching on pay-per-view, though, titlematchwrestling.net, I think it is. Just Google Title Match Wrestling, and you'll be able to find it if you're not able to join us live, and if you'd like to. But if you're not able to join us live, that's A-okay. You can still follow all of my information on here, and I will give you guys the most recent updates to my whereabouts and what's going on with me and how I'm surviving everything. And let me check these comments and make sure that we're not missing any, because sometimes it throws me off. So sometimes it throws me off. All right, there we go. We're good. Let's see. Am I missing anything over here? I think we're good to go, so we can continue on. Cool. So my stream status is very low. I do need to fix my I still have a couple of technical things that I'm going to have to fix on here. I meant to do it yesterday, but I literally just had no time between then and now. I've been going nonstop until I got in here, and now here we are. Now we're ready to go. So I was thinking about one of the trips that I took earlier with one of my old friends back in the day. We were going down to Florida. In Florida, this trip specifically was a 15-hour trip. Both ways. So it was we spent 30 hours in the car that weekend. So we left Friday night and we got down there. What time did we leave? We're like Friday, like at midnight, and then we got down there at like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. just in time to wrestle the show. We get in there, wrestle the show, and then directly after that, no sleep, no rest, no shower, get your ass back in the car and get your ass back home, because now you're leaving at about 12-ish, about 12 a.m. After everything's said and done from the show. You're leaving about 12 a.m. and then as you're going, you're trying to make sure that you're going to have plenty of time to make it back up. If you don't make it back up in time, you're going to lose your job. And hey, man, most of us wrestlers don't make enough money just traveling and wrestling and selling our merchandise. So we got to actually have another job to hold our shit down. And it's one of those stressful things, because you don't know if you're going to make it back in time or not. But you know that you're going to bust your ass and you're going to get there. You're going to be leaving at about 12 a.m. and hopefully you'll get back about 4 or 5, 6 or 7, depending on traffic, especially once you get up. Once you get up there, there's going to be a lot of traffic. You just know that you have to deal with a lot of traffic the whole way. So that's just part of the game. What's up, Byron? How are you, brother? Good to see you, man. Oh, Shaq Daddy. Shaq Daddy has made it into the chat. What's up, Shaq Daddy? How are you, brother? It's good to see you, man. I'm glad that you joined us. I did watch your last episode of Ratchet and Clank, and I did have a fun time watching that. And you do a good job entertaining as you're playing. So it's good to see you, Shaq Daddy. I appreciate it, brother. Laura, it is not okay for Mama Laura not to be there. But no streak for you. I will make it up to you, my stupid job. No worries, Laura. I look, like I said, I understand that. Like I was just explaining, even whenever we wrestle, we have to make sure that we get back in plenty of time so that we can work our shoot jobs so that you don't get fired, so that you can pay your bills, so that you can continue to wrestle on the next day. Now, that's not quite as brutal for me as it once was. I've done a good job of organizing all of my my networks and with people that I work with and all these other good things. So it's not so bad for me. I do a pretty good job of keeping things together, but it's always a challenge. It's always a challenge. But life's a challenge, man. What are you going to do? We're always going to be out here. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit around and not do anything, or are you going to pursue your passions? Are you going to go after your dreams? Are you going to do your best to live your life to the fullest? Because that's all I'm trying to do. That's all I'm trying to do, and that's what keeps me happy. It doesn't matter if we're making a lot of money or not like that. We have a lot of fun, and you're living your dreams. You go out on the road, you live your dreams, and it's like a long-ass vacation. We're on a long-ass vacation. So that's just how it goes, man. That's just how it goes. Shy. One favor, please. Either Ron or Laura, please share the link where you can watch Ron live. I'll send it to you, Shy. That's okay. No worries. Shy said, once I moved to Jersey, I'll surely make sure I'll come for your show. Yeah, I'll definitely be having some in Jersey. So that's definitely a good sign, Shy. Shaq Daddy, sorry I haven't been joining your streams. It's all good, brother. On Monday, I made 101 subscribers, and now I have 104. Congratulations, Shaq Daddy. Let's all give a round of applause for Shaq Daddy, because I think that Shaq Daddy, Shaq Daddy's doing some really good progress on his YouTube channel, and we all got to support each other here. So if you guys have any of it in you to go and subscribe to one of our brothers who is supporting us, go on over there. And while we're at it, click like on that. Click that like button. Click that like button, guys. Click that like button. We need as many likes as we can, because that's going to help the algorithms push us out to as many people as we can. And we're always trying to grow. All of us are trying to grow. We ain't hiding that shit. It is what it is. There ain't nothing wrong with it. Get out there and get yours. Get out and get yours. Whatever yours is. Unless it's some demented dark shit. Then don't go out and get yours. Chill. And just chill. Good times, though. Good times. I have most of my stuff ready. Now I have to cook my foods for the weekend. And I think that I'm going to be going with beef. I think I'm going to be going with steak tip wraps, so that I can have my sandwiches ready to go. I need 2 of them for tomorrow, and then 1 of them for that night. In the middle of the day, I want like 2 sandwiches, and then I'll have to have 1 on the way back. And we're going to see how all that goes, because I may have a partner riding with me, and I may not. It always helps if you have somebody riding with you. A lot of times I don't. It's kind of part of the game. But you guys know how it is. Shy sent you the link on the page. Micah, tomorrow is a decade since the CM Punk pipe bomb promo. Thoughts on how relevant it still is today? So the CM Punk pipe bomb promo was phenomenal, and the beautiful thing about the CM Punk pipe bomb promo was it broke the third wall. So normally with WWE anyway, on the indies there's no rules, but in the WWE they don't normally speak directly to the camera as if they're talking to the fans. Now when they're doing regular promos they do, but a lot of times you don't get a lot of that. You get a lot of the sideways action, So whenever he was talking directly, and he didn't say anything overtly controversial, but he's really great at promos, and he's really great at making people feel and believe. And all he did was call Triple H like a doofus. He called Triple H a doofus and was like, hey, Vince McMahon's out of touch. Triple H is a doofus, and and then he left. But that right there, it seemed so real. And I think the promo was real. I mean, I've seen and heard interviews about people talking about it, and CM Punk saying like, hey, they let me do it. They didn't cut me off, so whatever. Pretty badass. There hasn't been any promos like that recently. There hasn't been anything, I don't think, noteworthy like that, like the CM Punk pipe bomb promo. Because that pipe bomb promo, they played it on ESPN the next day. They played it on ESPN. So that just had such an effect on people. That had such a, we don't have those many types of situations anymore. Not in wrestling anyway, because everybody knows we're trying to work. We're doing our best to try to get things going as much as we can and to get people engaged and keep people. So you'll see a lot of wrestlers going out and do the normal typical heel shit, talk some shit, try to get people excited or not excited. But that promo seemed so legitimate and so real. And it didn't even start off that way. It just you felt it. And I felt like majority of it was real. I feel like it was real. It was just, they just agreed to let him do it. But very good, man. Very good. Very good. Good call, Micah. That was a decade since the CM Punk pipe bomb promo. Time flies, doesn't it? Time flies. That's crazy that was 10 years ago. It's hard to imagine that how fast time has been going, because that right there is crazy. 10 years since the pipe bomb. 10 years since the pipe bomb. That's phenomenal, man. It's crazy that it's been that long, though. It's really crazy that it's been that long. Micah, there's an Eddie Kingston promo from Progress that reminds me of it. Eddie is a killer on the mic. Eddie is phenomenal on the mic, 100%. I'd like to see that promo. But it's from Progress, so I'll be able to look that one up. But yeah, Eddie's promos. That's the thing about Eddie, is his promos are phenomenal. And I never really cared for his wrestling that much, but I always got into the character. I always got into persona. It's kind of like New Jack-ish. Like I always, for me, I don't necessarily have to have the perfect Chris Benoit type wrestling match, or I just have to be interested. If I'm interested, man, if you seem like some dude who talks like he's from the streets, but then you actually seem like you are, I'm more interested, man. I don't feel like you're trying to play me. I feel like there's pieces that are real to you. Because when I'm wrestling, and that's the thing that held me back a lot, I like to be more who I am. And if people are entertained by that, that's awesome. If not, then that sucks for me. That sucks for me. But I never wanted to be, whatever the gimmick is that everybody feeds you. I never wanted to be that. And I always got turned off whenever people had me do weird characters like be Mr. Gladiator, put some gladiator clothes on, we'll give you a shield, we'll give you a sword, and you walk out and say, "Power!" or "I have the power!" or whatever the case may be. I never really got into that, man. I always liked the Stone Colds, the Rocks, even though the Rock's a little bit more out there. But I always gravitated more towards the realistic wrestlers. That's why I have Luthez on my wall, because I love Luthez's wrestling. I'm going to have Gorgeous George. Not Gorgeous George, damn it. Buddy Rogers. Gorgeous George is fine. I do like Gorgeous George, but I love Buddy Rogers. I'm a huge Buddy Rogers fan. Ever since I became an adult in my 30s, Buddy Rogers is my guy. The original Nature Boy. God, I love that. I love his wrestling, man. I love his wrestling. It's not for... If you're just a fan of today's wrestling, you're probably not going to like it. You're probably not going to get it. You're probably not going to like it. But if you are a fan of every genre of wrestling, every era of wrestling, because you can look at wrestling in decades. So if you look at the 20s, you look at the 30s, you look at the 40s, you can see a lot of the evolution through each decade. And you can see it escalate, and you can see the high spots get bigger. You can see things get more elaborate. You can see the finishes get better. You can see the promos get better. You can see where it goes back and forth until we get all the way up to the point to where people are so disenfranchised from it because it doesn't look anything like what the original professional wrestling was, which is what a lot of old school people talk about. Now, is it too late to go back and figure out how to make it all work? Or can we still make it work right now because not much has changed? I believe that not much has changed. I think that those are trends and habits, but I think that what really gets people going with wrestling never changes. Never changes. I think that human psychology with who people like never changes. So you have to figure out how to get people connected to you. Anyway, we'll go back on. Sorry about that. We'll go back on. I know I love talking, and then I apologize for talking so much. I like to go on these. Michigan Girl, 2 boxes of zebra cakes when you come back down here to wrestle. Oh, wow. I feel like, wow, that feel right there. I feel special. Thank you. I have zebra cakes waiting on me now. Oh, man. Thank you, Michigan Girl. That sounds amazing. Shaq Daddy, you got to get going. All right, brother. Well, we'll see you later on, man. Have a great night. It was great seeing you in here. I'm glad that you were able to join us. Byron, one time I had a dream. I had to drive Chris Jericho to a wrestling match against Chris Benoit. It was a cool honor. They are so cool. Have you met him before in real life, or was it all in the dream, Byron? Did you know R.C. Dupree? I'm not familiar with R.C. Dupree, Byron. Who is R.C. Dupree? What is up, Lori? How's it going? Lori? Micah, if anyone wants to watch it, here it is. Micah posted the Eddie Kingston promo in the chat. Let me double check and make sure the link is there, because sometimes it takes it off. Let's see. No, I don't see it. That's okay. But either way, you can go back and watch it if you'd like anytime. Most of the stuff is on YouTube, so that is part of the game. Micah, yep, we got you. Shy, Ron, you look like a lion. I look like a lion? Do I? Haven't got that before. Byron, yes, that is right. Oh, thank you, brother. Laura, the intensity you come out with is so cool. You get the crowd going immediately. I'm an intense person. You know that, though. You know that. I'm a very intense person. Because I'm ready to be there, man. I am so ready to whoop some ass. I'm ready to do what I got to do. And this is just what it is. This is part of me too. I am that intense motherfucker who's going to go kick somebody in the face. But I'll also snuggle with puppies and hang out with Man Cat. Damn, you can't even see him. You can't even see him. Thank you, Lori, for liking the stream. Thank you so much. It's always great seeing you guys support us. Anybody else want to like? And I'm sorry, guys. On YouTube, it doesn't tell me, so I can't really. It tells me if you subscribe on YouTube, but it doesn't tell me if you like on YouTube. So I got to fix that too. I got a lot of little things, little tiny things that I got to fix. But that's just part of it. You guys know that deal, man. You guys know at least by now. But just remember, tomorrow night, New England All-Star Wrestling. Whether you can go to Title. What was the name of the website? I forgot. TitleMatchWrestling.net, or show up there, baby. Show up there. Come live. Please come live. I need as many people there as I can. Shy, I really love Ron's entry. That is really amazing. Thank you, Shy. It really raises the heartbeat when he enters. That's what you got to do, man. You gotta wake him up. You have to wake him up. That it factor, The Miz. Byron, that it factor, The Miz. No, but I had Chris Jericho as a Facebook friend. That's awesome. That's awesome, Byron. That's awesome. It seems like they are really cool dudes, man. That seems like a good deal. What's up, Mikey? How are you? Steffi and Patricia over there on the IG hanging out with us. Love you guys. Laura, Shy is the sweetest, nicest, caring man. Then he becomes Endgame Jordane, and he is so intense and fire inside of him that I haven't seen in a lot of indie wrestlers. I've always had that. I've always been super intense. Oh, what's up, Allison? Thank you for joining us. Allison has made it into the chat too. We got all our people here now. Oh, Mahoney Games has made it. Damn, we had Core Buttman here a couple of nights ago. Mahoney, you better win. Hey, man, I don't plan on losing, brother. I do not plan on losing. The last thing I plan on doing is losing. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to whoop that ass. And I'm going to go home. I'm going to eat one of my sandwiches on my way home. And I'm going to be happy as shit driving all the way back. But I won't be coming straight home. I got more wrestling to do. So it is what it is. Allison, I'm at the McDonald's drive-thru and saw you on. Yay. Perfect. Just join in whenever you can. We always need it here. Byron said Eddie Guerrero, Eddie Gilbert. I go Eddie Guerrero. I like Eddie Guerrero. I'm an Eddie Guerrero guy. But I grew up with Eddie, so I always loved Eddie. Eddie was always the man to me. Wrestlers that have the it factor, total package, the Nature Boy. Things you remember. Yeah, the Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers, definitely had the total package. You're right about that, Byron. The Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers, had everything. He was one of the best wrestlers to have ever lived. All I can do is try to live up to half the amount of the wrestler that he was, and I think I'll be doing all right. Laura said, see, Shy, I knew him so damn well. I typed about how sweet he is way before he said the exact same thing. I was reading what you said, Laura. I was reading what you said. I do get intense, though, but that's just part of it. You know, you got to do what you got to do. Patricia, will you be coming back to Georgia my time anytime soon? I'm supposed to be heading back down there, and actually, our booker was actually in the chats for Georgia. He was in the chats a couple right at the beginning. I don't think he's there anymore. But, yes, I will be heading back down south, but I'll be letting you know whenever I will be heading back down south. Like I've been telling you guys, we've got a lot of different changes that are going to be going on with my wrestling career. And now we're just now getting to the point, and as you guys can see, I was not playing around whenever I told you I'm making some changes. And the first step was getting in the right shape. I needed to get myself in the shape that I felt like I needed to be in so that I can perform at the highest level. The highest level. Because I never got into wrestling to not be in the highest level. Now, it's going to be hard to get yourself there without the right aspects that you have to support you to get you there. But I think that it all will be worth it. In the long run, man, you just got to build yourself and build your stuff as much as you can and do your best. Byron, Lex Luger, sad about Miss Elizabeth. Yeah, I think we're all sad about Miss Elizabeth, brother. I think we're all sad about Miss Elizabeth. Byron also said, dream about Mox was winning at casino. That's awesome, Byron. Mahoney Games, a bit off topic, but this is the Jordane Show. Who cares if you could bring back one territory? What would it be? Oh, good one. You're right, Mahoney. You nailed it. But I like that question. That's a really good question. Good question, Mahoney. Damn. So I grew up in the South, and I always preferred Southern style wrestling. My favorite wrestlers were the Armstrongs, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, Booker T, Eddie Guerrero. All these guys came from the South. Eddie Guerrero obviously had more of the Lucha Libre American style with him instead of the Southern American style, but Eddie could work both. Eddie could work with anybody. Eddie could do anything and everything. So that's why I loved Eddie, because you put him in there with anybody and he could make that shit work. He can make that shit work. But now, going back to the question. If I could bring back one territory, what would it be? Shit, man, that's a great question. Because I'm such a fan of the territory system, and I appreciate the differences that they had, because, the Southern style was all bloody and angry and, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. I'm going to let Jimmy on to my live real quick, and I'll put it onto the screen for you guys if Jimbo actually shows up. So we'll see if he gets into if he gets added into it. We'll see. But yeah, I think, okay, let me answer that before we get Jimbo on here. I'm going to say probably the AWA, strictly because it was Vern Gagne that ran it. And though he didn't run it properly towards the end of that era, the end of the AWA era, think of all the guys who came out of there: Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, all these different guys. And Vern Gagne wrestled with Lou Thesz. One of my favorite professional wrestling matches ever is Lou Thesz versus Vern Gagne. So if you go and watch that, then you'll see some of the best wrestling you've ever seen in your life. But I would go with AWA because I have a soft spot for Vern Gagne. And there's a lot of really good stuff that came out of AWA, man. He just didn't have that Vince McMahon hype for it. I don't think he had that Vince McMahon hype for it. But great question, Mahoney. What about you? Who do you think? Which one would you keep? Would you end up keeping like Florida Championship Wrestling, or would you go out towards the Texas and deal with the Von Erichs? I would like the Von Erichs and the Funks too. Damn. I don't know, Mahoney. That's a hard question, man. I'm going to stick with the AWA, with that top middle, because though I'm a Southern wrestler, I'm a Southern style, though my preference is Southern style professional wrestling. I think that AWA just put out so many great talents, and so they got so much good experience there before they even made it to the big time, which was the WWE, which was Capital Wrestling, and Vince McMahon's grandfather, who originally ran it, and then his father took over, and then he took over naturally. But we could say WWE, but WWE was the one that swallowed everybody up anyway, so that's just kind of part of it. Smoky Mountain. Oh, yeah, Smoky Mountain. I guess Smoky Mountain. Yeah, Cornette's old deal. Smoky Mountain. Yeah. Smoky Mountain. And Georgia. Yeah, that's the thing. Georgia Championship Wrestling I have such a soft spot for Georgia Championship Wrestling, especially with the Armstrongs. Georgia Championship Wrestling, Bob Armstrong owned that place. Bob Armstrong owns everywhere down south, or he owned everywhere down south. Not quite so much anymore. He's passed away, and he was there for so long. Laura said, I would be a FCW person, I think. Yeah, good old Dusty. And what was the wrestler's name? What was his name? There was another wrestler from Florida Championship Wrestling, and he also wrestled in Georgia. Not Brad Armstrong, but definitely not Brad Armstrong specifically, who I'm talking about, but Brad Armstrong matches all of those characteristics that I just named. But I'm not talking about Brad Armstrong. There was another guy. He was a wrestler He was a wrestler beforehand, but I don't know. Patricia, yes, Bob did own. Yeah, Patricia, you know, being from the South, being from Alabama and Georgia, and being from that era, you know, Bullet Bob was the man. Bullet Bob was definitely the man. And so were the Armstrongs. And Brad Armstrong, there was Scott Armstrong, there was Steve Armstrong, and then there was Brian Armstrong. Brian Armstrong was the road dog. Brad Armstrong was probably the best pro wrestler in the Armstrong family. I mean, like when it comes to like actual work rate and working and like wrestling, very much. Mahoney, Smokey, or Georgia. Yeah, those are good. Those are good, man. Those are good. I go with AWA because I like the fact that so many people came from that area, man. And Vern Gagne, man, with the history that guy had. But I mean, it's not like Georgia and Smoky Mountain didn't have, or Memphis, or I mean, you know, it's all that. When we get to this point, it's all about preference. Hey, Erwin, thank you, buddy. Thank you for liking the stream, Erwin. That helps us out so much. It helps push us out to as many people as we can while we're over here trying to push the Just Jordane show. And we will be back next week. Mid-South. Mid-South is a good one, Byron. Mid-South is a very good one. We will be back next week, Tuesday. I do have a conspiracy show that I want to do, but I have a little bit more preparations that I have to do for that one, so we're probably not going to do that for a couple of weeks. But I do have some friends who's going to be with it as well. Byron, Mid-South? Yes, Byron, I agree with that. Mahoney. Stampede was my favorite, I think. Stampede's a good one. Because the Hearts, man, I like so when it comes to Stampede, I love their big shows. I love the big shows that Stampede Wrestling had, but I wasn't really a fan of their weekly broadcasts. But thinking back to it now, what was his name? What was Bret Hart's father's name? Owen Hart's father's name? What was the patriarch of the Hart family? What was his name? Stu Hart. Stu did an amazing job using the little bit of talent that he did have, because he had a lot of talent, but then he had some talent that was green that but he still had to use them on TV. So he used them as exhibitions. So it was like, these guys aren't as good as the top of the card guys, but you're still getting professional wrestling. So that was kind of like the cover up, if you will, if their wrestling wasn't up to par with what you would see in Stampede, when the normal guys like Larry the Axe Henning was in there pounding some people. I think Larry was from AWA though, but maybe he did spend some time in Stampede. But Stampede's a definitely a good one. Thank you, Mahoney. Stu, thank you, Mahoney. Micah, is Andy Kaufman the best celebrity to be involved in wrestling? I think that Andy Kaufman is one of the best celebrities to be involved in wrestling because he took it so seriously. Because he loved the business for what it was. He wanted to be one of those guys on the inside, being like working everybody else. Because that was all he did. So wrestling was the most natural thing for him. And if he didn't die, I think he would have spent a long time in professional wrestling. He would have ended up, as he aged, he probably would have been a manager, and he probably would have been like a Bobby Heenan type manager. Now, when we think about other celebrities who could possibly come up to par with Andy Kaufman, because I just feel like Andy Kaufman, he loved wrestling, man. He just came off like he was so into it, man. Watch his promos. His promos were so good. I think Mayweather did a good job. I think Mayweather appreciates and loves wrestling for what wrestling is. He's probably not quite as big of a fan as Andy Kaufman was. And he probably would not, obviously not as dedicated, because he's boxing. He's making his money that way. Muhammad Ali would have been a good one. He's been in it a few times. I think that Mike Tyson was. You know, wrestlers and boxers have such a long history together. You know, going back to the matches with Lou Thesz and Vern Gagne, they had one of the Smokin' Joe Frazier was one of the referees. So there's always been that love between professional wrestling and boxing. So Mike Tyson obviously was one of the best celebrities for the 90s era, or for the Attitude era, or for the Stone Cold era. he helped push that on beyond anything that would have been, because he bit Holyfield's ear. He had the trial going on with his wife, the rape trial or whatever it was exactly, and he was just hot, man. He was all over the news, and he was coming off of a loss. He was coming off of a loss, and I think he was coming off of a loss. I don't remember exactly, but they got him, and you guys know what he did with Stone Cold, and they moved on. They did an amazing job. You could count Ronda Rousey as one of those celebrities who came in later, who's not a wrestler, judo guy, judo girl, whatever. And I don't think she was that good of a wrestler though. Who else? And I don't even mean like physically wrestling. I mean just like presentation, like believing what you're doing, being that person, because she's badass. She is obviously badass, but when it came to the pro wrestling aspect, it just felt like there was more. I felt like there was more that could go, you know. Obviously, Micah said, obviously can't count The Rock, Ventura, etc. People who were famous outside of wrestling. Right. But that's another good conversation, is to see all the wrestlers who had success outside of professional wrestling. That's always a fun one too. But when I'm trying to think of any other celebrities who might have been able to hold one of Andy Kaufman's bags, and I can't think of any celebrity unless you count Kurt Angle, because he wasn't a pro wrestler and wasn't a pro wrestling fan until after he did the Olympics and he was looking for a job, and then he figured that out. But he wasn't really a celebrity before that, or he even won the gold medal in the Olympics, and he still wasn't a giant celebrity as much as he was when he won the fake wrestling title. They got his ass over then. Here's some good ones that Stu trained out there in Stampede. Thank you, Mahoney Games, for that one. This is a good call, Mahoney Games. Stu trained major names like Ole Anderson. And Ole Anderson was such a great mind for the business. Such a crazy good mind for the business. Better booker than anything. Hey, Byron. Byron, thank you for liking the page. Thank you for liking the stream and continuing us on with our goals, trying to get as many likes on these shows that we can. I have thousands, and this is Byron. Byron said, I have thousands of wrestling friends and sometimes dream about them. Had a dream about Eddie Guerrero playing tennis against him. You were playing tennis against Eddie Guerrero in your dream? That's pretty badass, brother. That's pretty badass. Mahoney Games. Oops, Mahoney Games. Shit, I forgot about Mid-Atlantic. They're all so good, I can't pick. I know, that's the problem. That's why that was such a fucking challenge for me. I'm sitting here trying to decide, and I don't even know if I can decide. That's a hard decision to make, man. Because you love them all for the different reasons for what they are, but that's what's beautiful about the territory system. That's why the wrestlers were so unique back then, because they all came up doing different styles. If everybody's doing the same thing like you do in the Performance Center, you're going to be wrestling alike. You're not going to be thinking alike. It's going to be hard to distinguish the different people, the different experiences, the different styles. All the styles are going to be the same. When I was in developmental, WWE developmental, the coaches were begging. They were begging for somebody to do something original. They were begging for somebody to wrestle differently. They didn't want you wrestling like WWE style or whatever the style was. They wanted you to become your own unique thing. So that's they obviously have the best intentions, but it still doesn't work out that way. So it's tough. It's tough. We'll go back on to the chat. Micah said, obviously can't count. Oh, yeah, Byron. The Assassins. I do like the Assassins, Byron. Mahoney Games. Mark Henry. Mark Henry was trained by Stu? Oh, or is that like Olympic style stuff? Micah, if Angle went to ECW, that would have made things so different. I'm wondering if think about this now. An Olympic gold medalist going to ECW back when ECW was ECW. Can you even imagine? How different things would be? So Paul Heyman was really good at exploiting people's strengths, their the things that would shine through to people without them seeing them wrestling, without seeing them as their own, as just a wrestler. He knew how to take the strengths out of them and accentuate that, and then hide a little bit of the bad stuff. You can't hide it all. Now, obviously, we can watch it and we can see who was really good, who wasn't really good. But man, think of what the mind of Paul Heyman could have doing something with, like, having Chris Jericho, having Kurt Angle, oh, even better. But having fucking Kurt Angle, man, if they wouldn't have ruined that night, there's no telling how it would have been if he would have. I still don't think if they wouldn't have done the crucifixion, which turned off Sandman and Raven, who turned off what's his name, who turned off Kurt Angle. I still don't think that he would have picked ECW just because the overall product was not as clean and not as pretty and could not offer the same amount of money that the WWE had. WWE was just so far ahead in every single sense. Now, I appreciate ECW because I grew up with ECW, and I love ECW for what it is, but I love wrestling for what it is. I'm not some rich guy who just got done with the Olympics who just wants to make some money. And certainly Kurt Angle probably fell in love with wrestling as he was, but it is what it is, you know? Laura, do you feel Ron Gronkowski, even though he was there for show, could have been a wrestler if he wanted to be? Definitely. He's athletic, smart enough. Yeah, he definitely could have been. Micah, Bad Bunny, Drew Carey, and the SNL guys are other great celebs. Yeah, they're great, and I like Bad Bunny because Bad Bunny's obviously a wrestling fan, and he gets it. Drew Carey's fun. The SNL guys were fun. The Jackass guys were fun. I love seeing Steve-O and Chris Pontius in there getting their asses kicked by Umaga, which if you guys get some time, go back and watch. Go to Steve-O's YouTube, and you'll see Steve-O and Chris Pontius looking back on the match that they had with Umaga, and it is brilliant because Umaga just beat the living shit out of them, and it was great television. It was great television. Mahoney, I mean, Mark Henry was a celebrity, kind of. Yeah, Mark Henry was a celebrity coming in because I remember seeing the hype videos for Mark Henry. And Mark Henry, I remember seeing, like, the weightlifting videos. I remember seeing the Olympic-style videos. And I remember seeing the WWE promoting that they sponsored him. Was he sponsored for the Olympics? Was it an Olympic trial, or was it some type of big-time weightlifting thing? I think it was Olympics. I think he was doing Olympic style wrestling. Sorry guys, I'm getting the hiccups again. Yeah, I think Mark Henry was more of a celebrity coming in, but he wasn't, like, you know, obviously he's a lifer for WWE, so Patricia said, yes, Bob did. Yes, Bob did. Oh, that's old. That was talking about Bob Armstrong. Sorry. I haven't caught it. We haven't got no comments over there on the IG. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Byron said Dominic. Reigns was like you. Lost to a child. Ha. Laura, did we have a non-wrestling topic tonight? Laugh out loud. If we did, oh well, because talking wrestling is better. No non-wrestling topic tonight. Those are saved for the non-wrestling weekends and all that other good stuff. If it's the night before I'm about to go, we're gonna talk wrestling all night. But it just depends, you know. Just depends, because we didn't get our wrestling episode in on Wednesday because we were busy talking about a little bit of everything else. It's hard for me to control this stuff. But as we go, we'll continue on. But I don't wanna be put into a box because I like to talk about more than just wrestling. But I do love whenever we get it. I do love whenever we get into it. So bring it. Mahoney Games. ECW was never my thing. ECW was my thing when I was younger, specifically because I never seen anything like that before. I never seen anybody I never seen deathmatch wrestling, basically. I never seen any of that crazy Japanese style deathmatch, getting thrown on bombs, getting thrown on barbed wire, getting thrown on light bulbs, cheese graters running against your forehead. I'd never seen any of that stuff before. So whenever I saw that, I was all in because I was like, this is some crazy shit, man. These guys are beating the hell out of each other. How the hell was that? That don't make any sense. This is like, how is this allowed on TV? This is crazy. So I was hooked on it for a while. Now, I liked matches, and I liked the highlights from ECW. Now, with my eyes that I have now, I have went back and watched ECW, and a lot of it's hard to watch. A lot of it's hard to watch, guys. A lot of it's hard to watch. I'm going to be honest. Doesn't hold up well. Doesn't hold up well. There's still some good classic moments from ECW that you can point to and you can see and you can always love. There were a lot of characters that obviously translated from ECW to the mainstream and then beyond. I mean, think about that. Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, New Jack, Stone Cold, Mick Foley or Cactus Jack. I mean, all these different characters that came through there, like, there had to be something. There had to be something. Aha, Shane Gibson, the chair shots, definitely. I forgot about that. The chair shots were the most insane. There's that one shot of Raven. He has his hands chained to the top of a cage. He's kind of like being crucified. He's tied up to the top of the cage, chained up to the cage, has his arms like this, blood all down his face. And you have Tommy Dreamer. Was this when he did the EC fucking W? I think this is when he did the EC fucking W. Tommy Dreamer rears back and goes, EC fucking W, and smashes Raven in the head with the chair. And of course he was taking a headshot. He just took it. CTE, we ain't even worried about it. Not in the 90s, brother. In the 90s, you're a pussy if you put your hands up. You're a pussy. You headbutt that chair and you get your brain damage like a man. Get your brain damage like a man. That's what you want. You don't want to be able to talk to your children when you're 50. You want your brain to be mush. You want it to be mush by the time you're 60. So you can't even walk. You can't even take care of yourself. You can't walk yourself to the bathroom because you love the business so much. You want to get hit in the head with a chair. Stupid ass shit. I hate some of that old school shit, man. I hate some of that old school shit, man. Because now that we know, now we know. Now we know, you know. Reigns was like Uso. You lost to a child. Byron, what the hell are you talking about? Micah, also, Angle could have gone to UFC instead of TNA. That would have been interesting. I would have been more interested in seeing Angle go to the UFC, but the UFC wasn't going on at that point. That's the hard damn thing about it, because the UFC wasn't really anything whenever Kurt Angle first got into it. So it wasn't like he could make money doing it. But by the time TNA came around, he had so many injuries from pro wrestling. I mean, he had his broken neck from the Olympics, but he had all those pro wrestling injuries. And guys, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but pro wrestlers are beat the fuck up. Beat the fuck up. So he probably, I mean, still Kurt Angle being Kurt Angle, he probably would have did really good. I don't think he would have been amazing, but maybe I'm wrong. Who knows, you know? Byron, ECW was bloody and rough, definitely. Micah, Sandman's entrance is next level crowd work. Yeah. Sandman's entrance was one of the most fascinating things. I love seeing Sandman's entrance, especially he's coming down, he's drinking a beer, banging it on his head, pouring beer into wrestling fans' mouths. This is the guy of your dreams. You love this fucking guy. He don't give a shit about anything. He looks like one of those big old fucking guys that are just sitting at the bar ready to fight. And he's wearing like some pants that look like pajama bottoms with like little anchors on top of them. And he's wearing a t-shirt. He has a big old pot belly, blonde hair, like Ric Flair blonde hair. Was that platinum blonde hair? But it's very short, so he's still trashy. And yeah, short blonde hair means you're trashy, guys. Just in case you were knowing. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you got that short blonde hair, you're trashy. But yeah, dude. I agree. The Sandman's entrance was the shit. Raven was just so cool. Raven was the coolest. I loved Raven. My cousin was a huge Raven fan, though. A huge Raven fan. He loved Raven, man. He loved Raven. I think that he liked the psychological stuff that Raven did with his character, because Raven's a very smart guy, and Raven puts a lot of thought into the backstory and the background of what his upfront character is. There's a lot to it. There's layers. There's depth. A lot of people don't have layers and depth. Some people do. Some don't. Some don't need it. Mahoney. I don't like deathmatch style wrestling. I'm old school. I like going to the mat and grappling and all that other good stuff. Yeah, me too. Me too. I don't think it's necessary. Now, I will not say that it's not its own art. It can't be appreciated. It can definitely be appreciated. It is its own thing. They are yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. The deathmatch style, man, it's its own thing. It's gross, but there's a group of fans who love it. So you got to respect that. There's definitely an art to it. There's so much to it. I grew up watching whenever I was in high school, CZW had just came out, and I was getting into CZW, and I was watching a lot of Sick Nick Mondo, if any of you are aware of that or familiar with that. So I had my own appreciation for it because I enjoyed it, but I'm not really that huge of a fan. I'm not looking to be doing a bunch of deathmatch style wrestling. Mahoney Games, without ECW, you do not have an Attitude Era. Yeah, because all the Attitude Era guys came from ECW except for The Rock. They all passed through ECW. Every single one of them passed through ECW, except for The Undertaker as well. Anybody else who didn't pass through ECW during the Attitude Era? But yeah, you would not have had the Attitude Era without ECW. That is very true. But you wouldn't have had the Attitude Era with specifically just ECW. ECW got on TNN, which was the same channel WWE was on, or later WWE came on, but they couldn't figure out how to draw. They could not figure out how to get better ratings. So there's definitely something to it, but I don't think that ECW would have made it long term. It had to be WWE, and it had to be Vince McMahon with his production style and the way that he presented his product, because his product was way more digestible for the mainstream audience. And that's what you really want. That's really hard, though, because most of us wrestlers, we don't want to wrestle like the mainstream audience likes. It's boring. But you have to accentuate different aspects of your personality so that you can get a connection with the crowd and then make it all work. So, but it's all, there's no secret medicine to any of this. There's no secret pill to any of this. What works for one person definitely doesn't work for the others. Different things work for different people. It's the entertainment business. People gravitate to you for different reasons. They'll gravitate to someone else. Laura, Micah, you liked their entrance. You needed to come to big time wrestling shows in Pawtucket. Sandman entered from the top of the baseball stands. That's pretty badass. That's pretty badass. Oh man. They all sound crazy. Are those still allowed to hurt like that? Do we have rules on what to do? Micah, answering shy, said WWE banned them and Cody got a chair shot to the head once. They haven't done one since. I think with all the science out, big promotions won't do it, but Nick Gage exists. Right, exactly. And that all depends on who's wrestling Nick Gage and if they're willing to accept that or not. Laura, I don't mind ECW, but as a girl, hard to watch. And I still don't like watching Sabu to this day. I love watching Sabu. I like Sabu because Sabu was so crazy. He was in a barbed wire match with Terry Funk. He did his little leg lariat into the barbed wire, sliced his arm open, and then proceeded to tape up his arm during the match and then continue and finish the match. Psycho. Blood all over the place. I know, it's nasty. It's definitely not fun. It's definitely makes you kind of cringe up a little bit. Definitely. But yes, Shy, they have rules against all that stuff now. And every now and then they'll break a rule so that they can continue the story. Like, sometimes the guys will bleed when they're not supposed to bleed. Or like Cody took a chair shot when AEW was first trying to get people really into their stuff, and he turned around. He took it straight to the head too. That was old school. Old school. Now they didn't hit him as hard as they did back in the day, but still familiar-ish. Still familiar-ish. Byron, that is a good thing. It is what wrestling real. That is why the fans pulled in. Yeah, man, that's exactly it. You're definitely right about that, Byron. Laura, Raven is the nicest man you want to meet. Byron, Abdullah the Butcher, just keep on beating and beating. Total fan. Oh, yeah. Tommy Dreamer, finally winning. Yes. Micah, Triple H, Vince, Sting, Flair. Yeah, you're not getting anything different from those. Byron, Tiffany from New Orleans. Yeah, who's Tiffany from New Orleans? What are you talking about, Byron? Byron, man, I loved Theodore Long, player. What's that got to do with anything, Byron? I guess it's Theodore Long, though, so you got to appreciate Theodore Long, right, guys? Mahoney said, if you ask me to take a headshot, I will say no. And if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it. I agree. Yeah, man, fuck that. It's too bad. Why don't you take the chair shot? If somebody asks you to take a chair shot, and I don't know how many wrestlers we have in the chat or how many aspiring wrestlers into the chat, but if somebody asks you to damage your body, specifically, especially your brain and your head, if they say, hey, I want to give you a chair shot, but don't put your hands up, say, how about I give you a chair shot, but you don't put your hands up, and I'm going to swing it hard. I'm going to swing for the fences. I want to hit a fucking home run. Are we cool with it? That reminds me of that one story when Vader went up to Mick Foley and was like, hey, man, we're going to get some blood tonight. And Foley was like, yeah, man, we're going to do it. And then what was it? Who was it that was talking about that story? Because he saw it. It was Jesse the Body Ventura saw that interaction and was like, that's some fucking horseshit, man. You're not, like, of course Vader wants to go for color. He ain't the one getting punched. He ain't the one bleeding. Mick Foley's the one bleeding. That, jeez. Crazy, man. Crazy. It is crazy. Micah, there were major people that didn't pass through. Those were major people that didn't pass through ECW. So let me go back to that real quick. Because Triple H went straight from WCW to WWE. Sting was with the Ultimate Warrior down in one of the promotions, and then WCW kept his ass. Vince, do you mean Vince McMahon? Flair, yeah, but Flair's from a different era. So he was already over when ECW was coming apart. So he wasn't trying to get his name out there, and he wasn't trying to get too many people after him. Let's see. GM of ECW. You're talking about WWE ECW. Oh, Byron. I don't know anything about that, brother. I don't know anything about WWE ECW. I'm sorry. I know that Bobby Lashley was the last. Was Bobby Lashley the last one? Bobby Lashley was the last ECW champion, I think. I don't know. Shane O'Mac. I think we are back to the days where chair shots actually mean something. Yeah, exactly. Because if you're going to do it now, it has to mean something. And it's not a big deal if we get hit in the head all the time and you survive and you're fine. You just don't want to do that Chris Benoit headbutt every fucking night. You don't want to do it every single time you're in the ring. You're going to get destroyed. You're not going to be able to last. You're not going to last. It's not possible. It doesn't make any sense. It's not realistic. So I try to tell young guys now, because they're not going out and getting their heads bashed in, but they do destroy their bodies a lot faster nowadays because of the acrobatics and the lucha. Lucha is such a big a trend now in Americas, and a lot of these guys with these big ass bodies try to do Mexican style wrestling, but Mexicans are a little bit smaller, so. More of the Mexican wrestlers can do more of the agile acrobatic style wrestling because they're smaller. But whenever you come up here and you come to the Americas and you have these big bodies trying to do lucha libre style stuff, it's a lot harder, man. It's a lot harder on your body. It's a lot harder to catch. It's a lot harder. It's just more mass moving around all over the place. It's just tough. So it's just one of those things that you got to think about, especially in wrestling, man. There's so much that you have to think about in wrestling. Laura, have you ever met Vader? I never met Vader. I'm sad that I never met Vader too. I always loved Vader. Micah, Flair, but Arn Anderson wanted a couple matches. Oh, wrestled a couple matches for ECW, and he's the same era as Flair. Right, but that's not what I'm saying. Arn Anderson was already Arn Anderson once he made it to ECW and back to WCW and then to the WWE. Flair was already Flair before ECW. Stone Cold Steve Austin was not Stone Cold Steve Austin when he was in ECW. He became Stone Cold once he got to the WWE, and then he figured it out. Chris Jericho, same way, but he went to WCW and then over with the Monday Night Jericho stuff. Who else? But yes, still different era, definitely different era. And guys from that era did, like Terry Funk. Terry Funk's from Flair's era, and Terry Funk was wild, man. Terry Funk was going for it, man. Terry Funk was going hardcore. Terry Funk was doing everything. So Terry Funk is one of those that that could be an example as somebody from another era. But then again, he was already Terry Funk. We know who Terry Funk is. He was helping ECW. The other guys were trying to build their name. Terry Funk was using Terry Funk's name to help build them. Just like when ECW used Cornette, they used Cornette because they needed surprises. Who else? They used a lot of different guys. But yeah, that's a good point, Micah. Very good point. Let's see. Mahoney, I knew Kelly shook her ass in WWE ECW, and I knew I liked it. Yeah, samesies. I'm with you on that. Byron said, last was it Christian? Christian beat Dreamer? Shane, no, I think Tommy Dreamer or Mark Henry was the last champion. Was it Mark Henry? Maybe it was Mark Henry. Here, I'm going to Google it. Let me see who the last WWE ECW champion was now, because I don't even know. The last WWE ECW champ. Let's see. And it was... Oh, we're all wrong. Damn, now it makes sense. Damn it, we're all wrong. Y'all ready? Ezekiel Jackson. It was Ezekiel Jackson was the last ECW champion that, or the last WWE ECW champion. And damn, man, that sucks. I didn't know that. I had no idea that. I mean, I did. I knew it. Once I saw it, I was like, oh, yeah, it was Ezekiel Jackson. Man, that dude was fucking jacked, too, man. It's a surprise he didn't last that much longer. It's a surprise. But I guess he had, like, old Pearl River Plunge. What was his name? Who did the Pearl River Plunge, guys? Big black guy, bald head, but he just had such a bad reputation backstage. If you guys are into the dirt sheets. Oh, shit. Pearl River Plunge. Damn it. Fuck, I can't remember his name. What was his name, guys? Help me. He would do a power bomb, but he would hook your arms and flip you up and boom. Go. Ahmed Johnson. God, man. Ahmed Johnson, dude. When I first saw Ahmed Johnson, I was all in. I was like, this dude's fucking going to kill everybody. Ahmed Johnson's going to kill everybody. With the fucking red, man, that dude was going to kill everybody. And then all of a sudden, I just didn't see him anymore. And I was like, where did Ahmed Johnson go? But I didn't know. He wasn't that good, and he had a bad reputation backstage. But, you know, you can't win them all, guys. You can't win them all. Ahmed Johnson. Good old Ahmed Johnson. Mahoney Games. Jericho wasn't an ECW guy. He only had 12 matches with them. He said so himself. He's not an ECW veteran. No, he's not. No. And I look at him and Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero and all these other guys who passed through ECW. I look at them as passing through ECW. Now, they did pass through ECW. They did perform as much as they could. They were making their money. They were pushing themselves out there. But no, I don't think that I don't consider them ECW guys, but they definitely passed through ECW, and they definitely helped ECW along the journey. Laura said, I met Vader. about 6 months ago before he passed. Talked to him for a long while. Nice man. That's awesome. I always heard good things about Vader. I always heard really good things about Vader. Shane said, "Wow, yeah, I know, right? It was fucking Ezekiel Jackson, dude." Nobody remembered it. I'm surprised that not a single soul in the chat remembered that it was Ezekiel Jackson. Come on, guys, y'all got to do better. I already know I got to do better. I don't have to say that for me. I tell myself, I tell myself that every day. Do better, Ron. Do better. Damn it. But y'all need to do better too, because I didn't get that. Byron said, "Wow, but thank you." Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome, Byron. Let me go over here on Instagram. What's up, guys? Adrian Sparkle. I hope you guys are still there. Legsman87 and Sunny Kiss. Good old Sunny. How are you? And Slim Jim. I don't think Slim Jim's here anymore. I think Slim Jim left me. Slim Jim left me. He always leaves me, though. He always leaves me, guys. Jimbo always leaves me. Every time you see him here, he's here for a day or two, and then he dips out and he leaves because he's got better things to do than hang out with his homie, with his friend. Mahoney, I thought it was CM Punk. That was probably the most noteworthy WWE ECW champion. Hey, thank you, Michigan girl. Good to see you there. Laura said Ahmed Johnson. Definitely. Thank you for that, giving us that heads up. Byron said Kevin Sullivan, wild man. Byron said Killer Carl Cox. Mahoney Games, did you like Tony Atlas? Now, I like Tony Atlas, but I like Ron Simmons from that a little bit more from that time era, that time space. I liked Ron Simmons' style more because he was a little more rough. He was the football player, so I think that I like Ron Simmons more. Now I appreciate Tony Atlas, and I do love Tony Atlas. I'm not disparaging Tony Atlas whatsoever, but whenever I think of Tony Atlas, I think that especially during that era, nobody looked like him. Nobody looked like him though. Nobody looked like him. Nobody had that look. But I didn't get into his wrestling that much. I got into him as a character, but I wasn't into his wrestling so much. So I didn't really get too much into him. I didn't get too crazy into Tony Atlas. But I do appreciate Tony Atlas, and I do like Tony Atlas. Byron said I don't. Okay, Byron. Laura said, "Hey, I got Ahmed Johnson, so hush your mouth, LOL." Hey, you did get Ahmed Johnson. You did get Ahmed Johnson. I was sitting there for a minute trying to remember. Pearl River Plunge, man. Pearl River Plunge. What the hell was it? Laura said, "I can't get them all. I got to let you rookies figure something out for yourselves." Shai said, "Where's Jimbo?" Jimbo is out. He has band practice tonight, so he's out practicing with his band. We were going to do a show tomorrow, but I got to do a show tomorrow, so I'm going to be wrestling tomorrow. So obviously, no stream tomorrow, and we'll be back next week. You guys know that deal. Jimbo will probably join me next week for one of the shows next week. We might just do a Friday night try for funsies, but we'll see how that goes. Micah said, "Dreamer is the only guy to win both ECW and WWEC titles." Oh, no, really? And Dreamer was pissed he had to win the ECW belt too. He felt he didn't need it. No, he didn't need it. He didn't. That's like Andre. He didn't need it. He was ECW. Tommy Dreamer was ECW. He doesn't need the ECW championship to show. You need to put that on somebody you think is going to be an impressive looking champion and then push them out that way. Tommy Dreamer's Tommy Dreamer. No matter what, you've got Tommy Dreamer. People are all in with Tommy Dreamer. But he doesn't seem like the typical ECW guy. You know, he doesn't seem like that. All right, guys. Give me one moment. IHTP, I will BRB. IHTP, I will BRB. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're back. We are back. Oh, wait, let me turn my AC on. It's hot in here. I'm starting to sweat yelling at you guys. All right, we are back. We're back, guys. We're back. I didn't remember that last match. Thank you, Byron. Byron said, you the man. Are you talking to me? Am I the man? Am I the man, guys? Am I the man? Thank you. Shai said, when you say you get into their wrestling, what do you like and what do you see on other wrestlers? Is it a style they wrestle? Shai, sometimes it's a style. Sometimes it's their look. You just like the way that they look. Sometimes it's the way that they sometimes you just like everything about them. Sometimes you just like everything about them. Like Stone Cold, I loved everything. I loved the style. I loved the promos. I loved the look. I loved it all. I was all in. I was all in with Hulk Hogan. I was all in with Booker T. I was all in with Eddie Guerrero. There's a lot of wrestlers that I'm all in with. But there's a lot of wrestlers that I would see and I'd be like, there's something off. And sometimes you don't even know what it is that makes you not like them. That's another challenge to the whole situation because you don't even know why you don't like them. You're just like, I don't like them. It's kind of like when you meet somebody and you don't like them and you don't even know why you don't like them. You just know you don't like them. Now, some people have that aura with more people, and they do a really good job at being a bad guy. Like JBL is probably one of the best recent heels to be going. I can't think of any other really, really good heels who did their job like JBL did their job. JBL did a damn good job being a heel. Laura, Shai, you know how it is. We are promised 4 shows. Used to be 5 this week. Only 2. LOL. He doesn't love us anymore. Well, that's bullshit, Laura. I've had so many problems on Tuesday. You know that. Oh, man, Ron, you are just 6 shows away from the 100th episode. Just Jordane Show. Hey, we might be hitting that next week. Or the week after. Now I have to work at work. Oh, that sucks, Laura. Shai said... Oh, damn. Shai said, are you still haven't told about the gift? Laura, he didn't shake it as quick as that IHTP break was. I didn't. IHTP IWRBRB. I will be right back. Oh, yeah. IHTP IWBRB. I like it. How about finishing move? Swanton. I liked Swanton. I like the F5. I love the Canadian Destroyer. Obviously, everybody does. I love the Frog Splash. But I love Sex Machine's Frog Splash. Eddie Guerrero's is a close second. And then you could do Rob Van Dam, even though he's doing a wannabe Sex Machine. Who else? What other finishing moves that I like? I loved the crossface crippler. I loved the crossface move. I love that working that neck over like that and just trying to tear their neck. You're literally trying to tear their neck off. I love being able to try to tear somebody's neck off. I'm trying to figure out my own submission, and I'm having a hard time figuring out exactly what I want to do and how I want to do it. So that'll be a fun experiment in the near future that I'm going to be doing. He went to shake again, I guess. He went to shake again. Wow. He shaked it 4 times. That's disgusting, Paul. You showed to be disappointed in yourself. You should be disappointed in yourself. I am disappointed in myself. I'm disappointed in myself. I didn't go back to shake, though. I had to turn the AC back on because the AC keeps turning itself off for some damn reason. I had to fix it. Micah, is Don Callis, Cyrus the Virus, a top 10 all-time promo? I would, yeah. So I'd have to make a top 10, but he's definitely in the lower half of the top 10 for me, specifically because I remember his Cyrus the Virus stuff on ECW television and how fucking dreadful he was, which was amazing. Definitely top 10. Yeah, Micah, good call. Definitely top 10. Don Callis is no joke. Don Callis is no joke, man, especially with the stuff that he's been doing with Kenny Omega. He's a really good representative because he comes off very well spoken and a little bit of the opposite of what Kenny Omega is. made pile driver illegal. I love the pile driver. More than 3 is playing with it, Shy. You are definitely right. More than 3 is playing with it. Mahoney, there isn't shaking it after 3. Anything more is playing with it. Exactly, Mahoney. So if you shake it more than 3 times, you're playing with it. So don't shake it more than 3 times. You better be careful. You better be careful. Laura, Shy, I ain't telling anyone. Trust me. When he gets it, first thing he will do is laugh, and then he will know. He will show all you guys. I have to have someone make it first. Hey, I'm down. I'm down. Byron, belly to belly is the single stupidest finisher. What a freaking joke. A belly to belly suplex? Have you ever been belly to belly suplexed? Not a bad finisher, brother. Not a bad finisher, especially if you're big. If you're big and you belly to belly back them, and then you land on top of them, oh, you can do some damage. You can do some damage. Now, it's not the most prettiest. It's not the prettiest finisher. I'm not going to use it as a finisher because I don't think I'm going to be finishing anybody with it. But I wouldn't say it's a joke. It's definitely a good move. It's definitely a good old school wrestling move that you can make work, man. You can make work. You can make most of the stuff work. You just got to do it. Oh, man. Oh, wrestling weekends are always fun, guys. But for Bailey. Oh, I don't watch wrestling right now, Byron. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know what Bailey's doing. Now let me go back. I thought you meant belly to belly, but you meant a belly to belly suplex. Belly to Bailey is the single stupidest finisher. Belly to Bailey? Is it a belly to belly, but she calls it belly to Bailey, and that's her finisher? I'm not against it. Like I said, I don't think it's a bad finisher. I'm kind of interested to see it. I'm kind of interested to see it now. I didn't know that she was doing a belly to belly as her finisher. It's very interesting to me. I like it. It's kind of like whenever John Cena was using the STF, and he was calling it the STFU, and people were like, "Oh, what a shit move!" It's like, it's the STF. It's an old school, legit move. You can't go wrong with that. There was another one. The Master Lock, full Nelson. He would do the Master Lock. He would do a full Nelson. And people would be turned off by it. They would be like, oh, no, I don't like the Master Lock. Blah, blah, blah. But it's a legit move, especially if you have big, giant, strong arms and you can hook them up. They can't get out of it. They'll tap. They don't have an option to tap. Even if it doesn't hurt too bad, they don't know what they're doing. They can't do anything else. They can't do anything else on top of it. All right, guys. This was a fun episode. Thank you all for joining. I had a blast. This was a very fun show. I'm going to we'll go back to the comments one last time before we jump off of here, and then we will continue on because I've got to get ready for the road tomorrow, and I do not want to mess myself up like I messed myself up last time. I was missing so much last time. Let's see. Give me a sec, guys. Give me a sec. Let me catch up. Mahoney, I hate how finishing moves like the DDT and super kick aren't deadly. In kayfabe, they're just transition moves now. They're just transition moves. I fucking it and have made myself mad now. Yeah, the DDT is a transition move. That's such horseshit. The DDT, you grab somebody's head with your body weight and slam the top of their head into the ground. I agree with you on that. That is horseshit. And then the super kick is a transition move. And everybody's so desensitized to the super kick, it's ruined. The super kick is ruined. There's a lot of moves that do get ruined like that. Canadian Destroyer was going around for a while. A lot of the Japanese style stuff was going on for a while, like the Mexican stuff's going on right now. But, that's just part of it. Laura, show your fans the belt. You were supposed to display it. I hope to God the powers that be. It's still yours tomorrow night. Thank you, Laura. I can put. I was going to put it up, but I decided not to. I said, fuck it. I don't give a shit. I'll show you the belt whenever I want to. I'm not going to have it sitting up here all day, all night. I had it displaying last time I had a show here. We'll see how this goes, though, right? Bam! New England All-Star Wrestling, guys. Just remember, I'm going to be there, and we will be wrestling, and I will be wrestling Brian Malonis. That's tomorrow night in Massachusetts. If you can't, go to titlematchwrestling.net or .com. Go on there. Give me the support. Support me as much as you can. I always need the support, guys. I definitely need the support. So I do appreciate you guys coming out here. F5 is a big mood, said Byron. Shy said, amen. Laura said, I will legit cry if he loses his. I will cry too. Byron said, thanks again. DDP is awesome, but Superman Punch, it's over. Yeah, but Superman Punch is another good one. Yeah, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. This is a fun night tonight. Very fun night tonight. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. I love you. I will see you all. Hopefully, I'll see you all tomorrow. Hopefully, you can join me. If not, I will see you all next week. I love you.